Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's Monday in Trinidad and Tobago. First day for the week. Well, first working day for the week. But we have something interesting for you tonight, viewers. So I want you to stay locked on for this first 15 minutes. And let me tell you something. There's a reason that people said that crime cannot finish in Trinidad and Tobago. There's a reason for it. But nevertheless, viewers, stay locked on. Call your friends, call your family. Let me tell you something. I have something to tell all you. You all will be amazed. Amazed. But let me just keep all you up to date. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar visited the United States Southern Command earlier today, where she met with senior U.S. Secretary officials. U.S. Southcom is one of the 11 Unified Combat Command in the United States Department of Defense and is responsible for contingency planning, operation, and security cooperation across Central and South America, the Caribbean, and surrounding territorial waters, excluding U.S. territory. The command also oversees the defense of the Panama Canal and ensure the protection of U.S. military resources in the region. So at least we understand that, Trinidad and Tobago. Another update, the Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, says the current state of emergency has been successful thus far. Speaking at a Pagua celebration in El Dorado on Sunday, the minister said police have been making significant inroad since the measures took effect. Listen to this.
From the date it started and today, we have seized about 9 or 10 firearms, if I'm not mistaken. We also have detained a number of persons. And you know, sometimes I hear people talk and I hear they mention to us time after time, you know, what happens after, why nobody's charged. If you're having something called a preventative detention order, is it not to prevent something from happening?
Minister Alexander also criticized the operation for rejecting the regulation guiding the state of emergency. One more time.
They are complaining about the regulations, but they didn't realize that all we did, we dust it off. The ones that they had in 2024, dust it off, improve on it, and bring it back. And now they are rejecting it.
Trying to make we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we'll continue with our newscast.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you, for you, for you, for you.
Welcome back.
So, trying to make a welcome back to Real Talk. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is reassuring TNT that a recently formed military alliance between Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and the Donald Trump administration will ultimately benefit all of CARICOM. Speaking at an event in her honor at Joy's Roti Delight in Lord Hill on Sunday, she defended her partnership with the controversial US president, labeling him as a brave man.
President of Ecuador, Danielle Noboa. Danielle, thank you. Thank you, Danielle. President of Panama, I love that canal. Jose, I think he made the greatest deal in history. He bought it for $1. One of our brilliant presidents. I can't sleep over that deal. They gave it to him for $1. Jose Raul Molino, whereas, you know, you made one of the greatest real estate deals in history. Jimmy Carter, one of our great presidents. President of Honduras, Tito Esfora. Thank you, Tito. Thank you very much. Great to see you the other day. President of Guyana, Irfan Ali. Thank you. President of Bolivia, Rodrigo Paz. Thank you very much. Great people. Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And I have to be very careful with this because, you know, your first name is very similar to a first name that we have, but fortunately it's pronounced different. It's Kamala. It's supposed to Kamala. I like Kamala better in many ways. And I just want to say thank you very much, but I had to be careful with that first name. I didn't want to get it mixed up because it would ruin your reputation completely. Right? I said, is this the same pronunciation? No, sir, it's a little different. It's Cam, right? Cam, as opposed to Calm. Well, we don't like Calm.
She acknowledged that President Trump received his share of criticism, but noted that she, too, is no stranger to scrutiny.
He's a very courageous man because he's doing what needs to be done, not only for the USA, but for the world. Because there are many people saying not good things about him, and there are many people saying very good things about him, and there are many people saying very good things about me, and there's some people who are not saying some good things about me. But again, safety, security, that's the priority one. Once you're safe and you're secure.
So viewers, speaking at the event, the PM sought to defend the different stands her government has taken in America's counter-cartel coalition, a US-led regional military and security alliance. Persad-Bissessar also lamented that the Caribbean region is now plagued by evil people.
The criminals are now the ones in the power. We are elected freely with fair elections, but the criminals run with their corrupt ways and influence officials wherever they may be, either because of fear. Some are motivated by money. I told somebody last night, how much you will eat, boy? How much you will wear? How much clothes you will wear?
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar says she wants to make special need education universal in TNT. She noted that education is the passport out of poverty.
Education, I always say, is a passport out of poverty. But we have more to do. We have challenged children, special children. We started work for them as well because they have to get school spaces with the kind of care that they need. And so we're working towards that. We haven't got it universal yet, but we do have universal secondary school education. We have universal preschool education, and we will have universal, I'm working for it, universal special children, special needs children.
Switching gears, viewers, Member for Parliament for Mayaro and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicholas Morris, is congratulating the Prime Minister for keeping her campaign promise in ensuring Trinidad and Tobago return as a leadership country on the international stage. His comments following the Prime Minister's international appearance during the Shield of America Summit over the weekend. Speaking on Sunday in Florida, Morris said the Prime Minister continued to fight for her country. Listen to this.
Yesterday, Prime Minister worked very diligently to speak with the U.S. President. She met with a number of leaders from the U.S. government, and as well as a number of heads of government from our Latin American and Caribbean countries, our brothers and sisters.
Morris also gave a brief outline of the PM's agenda during the summit.
We've seen 2 meetings with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, one in St. Kitts last week and one in Washington last year. And yesterday, the Prime Minister was one of only two CARICOM leaders invited to the Shield of the Americas Summit. So the Prime Minister has returned Trinidad and Tobago as an international leader on the global stage. And what is important for that, for the people of Mayaro and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, is that the Prime Minister is using these opportunities on the international stage to fight for jobs, to fight for investment, and to fight for opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith says, when politics can delude one vision, TNT's invitation to the Shield of America Summit and in participation in the Counter-Cartel Coalition over the weekend should be seen as a positive sign for the countries in enhanced security capabilities. Speaking in a social media post on Monday, Griffith says transnational crime can easily exploit the country's geographical location. Gary Griffith.
There must be dialogue, sharing of intelligence, joint operations, asset acquisition support, while simultaneously not affecting our sovereignty. Anyone to question or challenge the immense value of this recent agreement is simply putting politics before country.
Griffith explained that TNT must not resound to silence if the country is to achieve a maximum number of benefits from this U.S. partnership.
We spent $500 million for a National Operations Center, and for 11 years it has remained dormant. This is exactly what is needed right now in this situation here, in this agreement, as it will assist in, firstly, being able for us to compile intelligence and security data from all arms of the state in real time, have it then filtered into a National Operations Center, Fusion Center, and then siphoned out back to the United States or other regional bodies for their information, assistance, or input.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, the former top cop said the coalition should not be solely based on interception or confrontation of illegal drugs or human trafficking, but should also place focus on legitimate financial system which he says organized criminal network depends heavily upon. Listen to this.
To strengthen these financial intelligence capabilities through this agreement being made now, it would assist in also improving regulatory oversight and cooperating with international financial monitoring bodies that will help disrupt the financial backbone of these networks while protecting the credibility and stability of Trinidad and Tobago's financial sector.
Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Social and Welfare Association has not accepted a 5% salary offer for the 2020 to 2022 bargaining period. This comes as negotiation with Chief Personnel Officer Dr. Daryl Dindial reconvened with the executives of the association at the office of the Personnel Department on Monday. During the meeting, reference was made to the last engagement between the parties on December 9, 2025, when the association was advised to submit a formal response to the 5% salary proposal date April 11, 2025. While the association did not accept the offer during the meeting, it indicated that a written response will be submitted to the Chief Personnel Officer. Several other matters were also raised, including job evaluation exercise, the group's health plan, pension reform, and issues concerning municipal police officers. The association said it has taken note of the matters discussed and will continue engagement with the Chief Personnel Officer on issues affecting its members. So Trinidad and Tobago, well, we hope soon they could be able to resolve that problem. But nevertheless, everybody wants pay now, protests, everybody demanding. We just have to wait and see. Viewers, is that time now where we go for a commercial break?
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you.
Welcome back.
It is reported that 11 TSTT executives attended a 3 days Tobago retreat with a bill estimated at over $400,000. The retreat, held from January 16th to the 18th, 2026, came after the companies reported over $82 million loss in its 2025 financial report. According to documents which revealed a breakdown of the retreat, overall cost, TSTT was billed for branded token, Trinidad and Tobago, at $38,704. Event production at $203,265. Hotel accommodation, $72,167. Supervision and coordination at $73,492. The total cost amounting to $387,628, and with VAT added, the overall cost retreat was over $400,000. An invoice from Tobago-based State Solution Limited sent an advertising company listed 32 items and a service for the retreat totaling $203,265, VAT inclusive. TSTT was invoiced over $65,000 on January 14th for accommodation, a meeting room, food and beverage, and a late checkout fee for the executive. Now Trinidad and Tobago. Following this, TSTT said the invoice were overpriced, but Union Secretary General Joanne Ogier is rejecting the claims. She questioned how the lavish retreat was possible when workers are being told to tighten their belt. Listen to this.
The company made it clear to the union that the invoices, as stated, they were overpriced, or they were, I think the term they used, it was inflated, and they wanted to be clear that that is not correct information. Of course, the union rebutted one time, and we told them that we accused them of being liars.
So viewers, the Telecommunication Service of Trinidad and Tobago, TSTT, is reject claims made in media report regarding spending on an executive retreat held in Tobago earlier this year. In a statement issued Monday, TSTT said the media article contains significant inaccuracies about the retreat. The company said allegations that it spent Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this. The company said allegation that it spent over $400,000 on the event are grossly inaccurate, misleading, adding that figures cited in the report were overstated by approximately 60% following an internal review. TSTT also noted that no payment had been made for the retreat. At the time, the reported made inquiries and said it had requested copies of the alleged invoice to verify the authenticity. But that request was denied. The company further explained that the retreat was not a Call good night.
How are we going?
Go right ahead, my friend.
I'm so happy that you seized this thing with the TSTT with this amount of money. Here, man, even if they didn't spend that money, now remember when Shamfa Kujo spent the 59,000 or the how much when she didn't switch off the phone and how we bitch here? We lick up that woman. So these people must not be allowed to escape only because there is TSTT whomsoever. Them must not be able. Mr. Saieed, what them went to Tobago to do? What that they could not do in Trinidad, let me say in the Hyatt or in some facility here. And you know the next thing, Mr. Saieed? What is the purpose of a goodie bag? When for Carnival, one of them band was giving out a goodie bag. And the Archbishop had to intervene in that goodie bag. You remember that goodie bag, Mr. Saieed? You remember that goodie bag? I want to know if it's a similar goodie bag. You understand what I'm saying? No, it can't be. The nation is too. The nation cannot put up with these kind of excesses. What do they want belly dancers to welcome I would have just didn't walk to the thing. Mr. Shai, don't spare these people on the set. I'm getting fed up with them, man. Good night, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, the company further explained that the retreat was not a recreational event, but include strategy planning session, leadership discussion, meetings with the Tobago House of Assembly representatives, and public engagement activities aimed at strengthening internal and collaboration and supporting the company's business development initiative. So viewers, when the story breaks, we'll bring you more of that.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you, for you, for you, for you.
Welcome back.
Moving along. President of the All Tobago Fisher Folk Association, Curtis Douglas, is breathing a sign of relief following the recovery of a boat and engine which was stolen on Saturday night at Corland Bay. The vessel was found abandoned in a lagoon near No Man's Land 24 hours later with its 60,000 Yamaha 75 horsepower engine still intact. According to report, this is the second theft the owner of the vessel has suffered after bandits took his engine last year.
We have been struggling for the last 10 to 15 years on a permanent basis. Tobago has no security for no type of vessel. It's not the first, it's not the last. And I feel like if we've just been going around in circles, nobody's listening to the fact that people are putting out their hard-earned money just to get it stolen by somebody or some individual in minutes. We are calling consistently for some type of security or a marina, some place that we can store our vessels safely. The government have a responsibility to the people, and the responsibility of the government is to make sure things are put in place for the industry to grow. I have my own security, I have cameras, I have all the other things, but this is about me. There is a lot of other people out there who cannot afford to put in their own security. And the government responsibility is to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The marina is extremely important because nobody wants to bring a proper yacht or a proper boat to Tobago unless there is some place to keep it and maintain it. And not only that, look at it in the long term. It's a major earner for the government.
Affect my business in a huge way because then it's a couple of weeks, again it's Easter. They stole my engine, no engine on the boat. And then I have to do some minor repair to it again.
Prior to the retrieval of the vessel, Douglas called for a state of emergency in Tobago, claiming that a cartel of thieves is operating on the island and especially targeting fisher folks. Douglas is now urging authorities to take zero-tolerance approach to criminal activities affecting the fishing community. So let me hope the Tobago police officers could set up some form of strategy, some sort of planning, or even with the private security firm maybe to look at the fisher folks cry in Tobago. Kola, good night.
Yes, hi, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yes, hi, there's two things I just want to bring to talk about here.
Tell me.
The first thing, right, is that I'm trying to figure out how it is these people could go on a retreat and spend that kind of money. When it is they done coming and saying they have a loss of $82 million.
Correct.
I asked him a question here, because it's not making sense and these people have to be fired and that money, listen, them have to pay that money out of them pocket, them can't expect taxpayers to foot that bill for them to go and enjoy that, Because it have people out there, look, the same communication union saying that them had to settle negotiations with them. That same money they can take and put it towards the union.
Yes,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Because they squander any money, and this is what's going on. Look what's going on in National Quarry. It's the same thing. You can't be processing something and selling it for cheaper than it costing to make. That making any sense? But again, that is logic of the TNM now. But I hope this government fix everything that's coming down the line now.
Correct.
And before I go side, I want to ask a question here tonight, right?
Tell me.
Is it legal for a licensing officer to physically assault a motorist or take their vehicle keys from them?
Nah.
I asked you a question here because some of the video circulating here where it had a scuffle on the southern main road in Europe with a motorist and license officers. And the guy claiming that they grab him and then they take away his maxi keys, which I find is very disrespectful, and you cannot be doing that. And if it's against the law, they cannot press no charges on the man, because the man defending himself there. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
No licensed officer, neither a police officer can take your keys from you against your will. None.
But this is what's going on. This is what the whole thing is about. So they need to know their place. And if they can't behave themselves, Clive Clark had to leave them in the office to do some dead truth. Anyway, Saeed, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
throws you a curveball. And you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed. You're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670. For our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you, for you, for you, for you.
Welcome back.
Inter-Caribbean Airways has begun schedule 4 times weekly service flights connecting Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking at the cutting ribbon ceremony on Sunday at Piaco International Airport, Trade, Investment and Tourism Minister Satyakama Maharaj said, airlift is development infrastructure. He said, the route represents more than just an additional flight. Options which signal new confidence in Caribbean integration and economical potential. Listen to this.
Where there's reliable connectivity, tourism expands. Where there's reliable connectivity, trade becomes easier. Where there's reliable connectivity, business relationships deepen. Investment discussions move faster, and regional commerce becomes more practical. For our business community, this service means faster, more predictable movement across a regional corridor. Increased inter-Caribbean airlift is especially important for Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, the minister added that this service also brings into effect regional connectivity as Inter-Caribbean connect more than 20 destinations across the Caribbean.
It's opportunities for shorter stay, higher frequency regional travel. It supports hotels, transportation providers, restaurants, tour operators, event promoters, artisans, and small and medium-sized enterprises across the tourism value chain, and also for the trade and investment.
Just over a month ago, we gathered here to welcome another airline to our shores with the launch of a new regional air service to Trinidad and Tobago. Today's event continues that positive momentum and reflects the growing confidence in our country as a gateway for Caribbean travel and connectivity.
Trinidad and Tobago is the largest economy in the English-speaking Caribbean, the largest oil and gas producer in the region, a financial center with an educated professional workforce that moves constantly across the Caribbean on business. Energy executives, financial services professionals, engineers, lawyers, consultants, these are not leisure travelers with flexible schedules. These are professionals who need frequency and connectivity.
Also, Trinidad and Tobago The ERJ-145 operating as JY-752 landed at Piaco International Airport on Sunday night. That's the airline, trying to go the plane. The Inter-Caribbean chairman, Dr. Lyndon Gardner, said the inaugural flight would operate with an all-female crew. So Trinidad and Tobago, from our country to Barbados, we want to welcome international growth, I should say. That's something new. On an international news, viewers, Iran has announced its new supreme leader, Mujtaba Khamenei, who is the son of the previous supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, who was killed by the airstrike at the start of the US-Israel war within Iran.
This is the moment Mujtaba Khamenei, the 56-year-old son of Iran's late supreme leader, is announced as the country's new leader. Supporters say they see his father in him. In a widely circulated message by several state-aligned outlets, a slogan read, "God revealed his hand and Khamenei just got younger," portraying Mujtaba's rise as a continuation of his father's rule. In 1979, Iran's Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi was overthrown by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Mujtaba's father, Ali Khamenei, a close ally of Khomeini, quickly rose within the new political order and would later help shape the future of the Islamic Republic. Mujtaba came of age during revolution and war. At just 17, he went to the front lines during the Iran-Iraq war, while his father served as Iran's president. The troops he fought with would later form what became the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, now Iran's most powerful military institution. That relationship would prove decisive decades later. Many say the Guard's loyalty was an important factor in Mujtaba's elevation as Iran's third supreme leader. Mujtaba Khamenei has long been seen as an influential figure behind the scenes, playing a role in the appointment of senior officials and shaping Iran's security institutions through his father's office. In the days leading up to his selection, US President Donald Trump warned that Mujtaba's rise would be unacceptable to Washington. But many in Iran's political and military establishment saw those remarks as interference, further strengthening support for his appointment. Mujtaba's father, mother, sister, wife, son, and several other relatives were recently killed in strikes by US and Israeli forces. Many believe these loss could shape his outlook and possibly push Iran toward a more confrontational path. But some analysts argue the opposite may happen. Under heavy pressure from war and international isolation, they say the Iranian regime now faces two difficult choices: collapse or transform. Because Mujtaba carries the legacy of his father and the revolutionary establishment, they argue he may have the legitimacy to push difficult reforms through without being accused of betraying the revolution. But time may not be on his side. Israeli officials have repeatedly threatened to target any successor to Iran's assassinated supreme leader. But the challenges go beyond external threats. Many in Iran see Mujtaba's appointment as dynastic, arguing that the revolution which toppled a monarchy has now produced another. At a time of war, sanctions, and societal polarization, the system's survival may depend on bridging the gap between the state and the people. Under Iran's constitution, Mujtaba Khamenei is both the country's highest political authority and the supreme religious leader for millions of Shias in Iran and beyond. His father assumed power just months after the end of the devastating war with Iraq in the late 1980s. Mujtaba Khamenei takes office during a far more dangerous moment. Whether he can unite the country, end the war, and reopen Iran to the world, or lead it into deeper confrontation and isolation will define the future of the Islamic Republic.
US President Donald Trump previously said that the son of Khamenei would be unacceptable as Iran leaders. Some experts view this as an act of defense by the regime. Now, last week Trump said, unconditional surrender is what I will take to the end of this war.
1 week into the war, the Trump administration is appearing to rule out negotiations, calling for Iran's, quote, unconditional surrender.
Explosions could be felt across Tehran overnight as the U.S. and Israeli bombing campaign entered its 7th day. U.S. Central Command released new images showing some of the targeted blasts. President Trump from the White House says the U.S. is still on track for a 4 to 6 week military campaign.
Their army is gone. They're just about, look, their navy is gone. Their communications are gone. Their leaders are gone.
Earlier, Iran's president said other countries have tried to begin mediation efforts. To that, President Trump responded saying, quote, there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. CBS has learned that Russia is helping Iran identify U.S. targets in the region, including U.S. troop locations.
That clearly is not making a difference with respect to the military operations in Iran because we are completely decimating them.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke with 60 Minutes in an interview airing Sunday.
Does this put U.S. personnel in any more danger than they otherwise would be?
Well,
the Russian involvement.
No one's putting us in danger. We're putting the other guys in danger. That's our job. So we're not concerned about that. We mitigate it as we need to.
Sirens continue to be heard across Israel as Iran launches missile and drone attacks. The White House confirmed that the president will be at Dover Air Force Base when the remains of 6 U.S. Army reservists killed in an Iranian drone strike return home.
Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago, thousands in the capital in Tehran pledge their alliance to the new leader during huge rallies. So viewers, there's a new leader in Iran. I mean, what we could say, hope the war ends. That is all we could say because thousands of people are dying. Cuba right now, let me tell you something about Cuba. Because of the sanction that the U.S. has on Cuba, you know they are suffering right now. They're in the dark, no electricity, no food. Let me tell you something, it's real sad, you know. It's really, really sad in Cuba right now, you know. You see how a sanction could be? Real dangerous, you know.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you, for you, for you, for you.
Welcome back.
ملهمي يشدو فمي والشوق يجري في دمي وإليك دوما أنتمي يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. في مهجتي عشق دفين وبدمعتي زاد الحنين بك أهتدي في كل حين يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما يا سيدي يا محمد. يا سيدي يا محمد. اصحى يا نايم وحد الدايم لا إله إلا الله رمضان كريم. فوانيس الحارة تنور تحكي عن ضيف جديد يملى قلبي أفراح ويخلي الدنيا عيد. رمضان جانا وفرحنا بو بعد غيابه. أهلا رمضان غنوله شهر الطول غنوله. أهلا رمضان رمضان جانا وصوت الداعي فينا يبان بيندهنا في كل أذان يقول حي على القرآن ويملأ قلوبنا بالإيمان. وترجع لمة الأحباب ونسمع دقة الأبواب وسفرة حب تجمعنا تلم الشمل بعد غياب. رمضان جانا وفرحنا بو بعد غيابه. أهلا رمضان غنوله شهر الطول.
Trying to beg we out of time for tonight. We run with this program from 11 to 12:30 tomorrow. We'll be back here another night for another show, Real Talk with Saieed. Until then, be safe.